Superhero Day 5. Talking to Sharon last night stays with me more than I expected. I'm still surprised by it, honestly. I've spent most of my life doing things without saying much about them, handling what's in front of me, moving on, doing the next thing. That's always been my rhythm. That's how I survive the nights and still show up during the day like I'm normal. But last night I said it out loud. Not everything. Not details. But the truth of it. That I want the community to be better. That I can't just watch it slide. That I'm tired of pretending I don't see what everyone sees. And she didn't look at me like I was crazy. She didn't tell me to stop. She didn't try to talk me out of it. She just listened. And I didn't realize how much I needed someone to just listen. She even asked what she could do. It caught me off guard, like genuinely.
What could I do?
She said, sitting there with that blanket wrapped around her, like she was offering something without making it heavy. I shook my head at first. Nothing, I said automatically. Because that's what I always say. But then I felt something tighten in my chest and I corrected myself. Because it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair to shut her out after I told her I trust her. So I said,
Not at night.
I made sure my voice was calm. Not scary, not dramatic. Not at night, I repeated. But during the day, if you see things, little things, that need to change, places that feel unsafe, stuff that's broken that everybody ignores. If you notice it and tell me, that helps. She blinked like she wasn't expecting that answer.
Like, I can just tell you what I see?
She asked. Yeah, I said. Just what you notice. If it bothers you, tell me. That's enough. She nodded slowly, like that made sense to her. And in that moment it hit me. I've been surrounded by people for years, work people, bored people, people who call me when they want something, and it's still hard to find one person who actually wants to know you. Like, really know you. Not the version of you that shows up in meetings. Not the version of you that writes checks. The version of you that's quiet at 2 a.m. and still can't sleep. I'm sitting on the edge of my bed later, getting ready to turn the light off, and I'm thinking something I don't even like thinking. Maybe Sharon could be that person. Not in a romantic way. Not in a solve my life way. Just someone who sees me and stays. And maybe I can be that for her too. We're both broken in our own ways. Different breaks. Different scars. But I can feel it. And that missing thing in me, whatever it is, doesn't feel fixed by saying any of this. It just feels slightly less lonely for a second. I tell myself tonight is going to be quiet. Tonight I stay in. That thought feels good for about 30 seconds. Then my phone rings. Chapter. Phone call. It's late enough that the ringtone sounds rude. I don't keep my phone loud anymore. I keep it on vibrate most of the time. But there's one setting I don't mess with. One contact I don't ignore. The screen lights up. It's him. I pick up and I don't do the usual greeting. I don't have energy for it. Hello, I say. His voice is different. Fast, but not confident. Like he's moving while he's talking. They're back, he says. I sit up. The sheets slide off my legs. My feet hit the floor before my brain fully catches up. Back where? I ask. Not the club, he says. Different place. Old warehouse. But it's lit up. Music. People. Lines out the door. It's like the middle of the day out here. I'm rubbing my eyes with one hand, phone pressed to my ear, trying to wake up without making noise. What warehouse? I ask. He exhales hard. It's got a sign that says Food Authority. I pause. Food Authority? I don't know, he snaps. It doesn't make any sense. It's not a food place. It's just the building. But I'm sitting outside watching people come out and they're high. Like, not subtle. They can barely walk straight. I close my eyes. I close my eyes. The tiredness is still there, but now it's in the background. Something else replaces it. That familiar tight focus. Like my body knows what's coming. We gotta do something, he says. But it's bigger than last time. There are guards. I'm not going in alone, and I'm not calling this in blind. I need eyes. I need you. He pauses, then. Can we meet? My brain does a quick scan. Sharon asleep in the other room, the quiet apartment, the pasta plan, the normalness trying to grow here. I hate how quickly I'm leaving it. Yeah, I say. 20 minutes. You want me to pick you up? He asks. Yeah, I say. Under the pass. Got it, he says. See you soon. The call ends, and the room feels too quiet. I stand there for a second just holding the phone, staring at nothing. Then I walk to Sharon's door. I knock softly. It takes a second, then the door opens and she's standing there like she didn't fully sleep. Like she was waiting for this phone call even before it happened. I hate that. I hate that she's learning my patterns already. I gotta go, I say. She nods immediately. No drama. No argument. Then she asks, and her voice is low like she doesn't want to wake the whole building. Do you have backup? I nod. Kah. He's with me. Okay, she whispers, but her face still looks tight. Is there anything I can do? No, I say. Then I soften it because I don't want her feeling useless. But thank you for asking. She holds my gaze for a second longer than normal, like she wants to say more. I want to say more too, but the words don't come out right when you're standing in a hallway at midnight, with your shoes half on, and your heart already down the street. She closes the door slowly, and I see her hand touch the door after it clicks shut. Not dramatic, just a small thing. Like she's trying to keep herself steady with something solid. That image follows me out. Chapter: The Food Authority. He picks me up right where we always meet. I slide into the passenger seat, and I can tell immediately something is off. He's usually locked in, confident, determined. Even when he's stressed, there's a steadiness to him. Tonight he looks bothered, like the problem is bigger than his usual mental map. What's up? I ask. What's really bothering you? He grips the steering wheel harder than he needs to. It's the scale, he says. They came back with force. Last time was a small run. This is a whole setup. They took over the whole building and the whole area around it. Guards, spotters, people watching cars like they're working shifts. He swallows. It's like they're not even trying to hide. I look out the window as we drive, streetlights passing, empty blocks, then pockets of life, then empty again. Well, I say, and I mean it. That's beyond me if you're asking me to fight a warehouse. He glances at me quickly. I'm not asking you to fight a warehouse. Good, I say, because my stomach had already tightened anyway. I'm asking you to see, he says. You notice things, you stay calm, we go as customers. We walk, we listen, we look, then we call it in right. I nod slowly. That I can do. That's my normal life anyway. Blend in, read rooms, pay attention to the parts people ignore. I glance down at myself. I'm still in day clothes. Not the black stuff. I probably should have changed, I mutter. He looks me over. You think you'd fit in dressed like that? Probably not, I admit. He exhales. Then you're fine. We ride in silence the rest of the way. Not awkward silence. Just the kind where both people know what's coming, and there's nothing helpful to say. Chapter: Outside the warehouse. We get close, and it's obvious before we even see the sign. Light everywhere. Like the building is trying to announce itself. Cars lined up on the street. Double parked. Hazards blinking like that makes it okay. People leaning on hoods. Music thumping through metal and glass. Laughter, shouting, smoke drifting in the cold air. When we pull around the corner and I see it, my chest drops. It's a warehouse, but it's lit up like a party venue. Floodlights. Strings of lights. People moving in clusters like they're at an event. Not a secret, not hidden. I can't count how many people. Hundreds, easy. More. He does a slow drive-by, eyes moving constantly. Then he parks a couple blocks away. We walk, he says. I don't want our car near it. We get out and the air hits me sharp, cold and stale and smoky. As we approach, we start doing what we always do. We become background. We loosen our posture. The smile. We laugh at nothing. We look like we're here for the same reason everyone else is here. Someone bumps into me and pats my shoulder like we're friends. Yeah, he says, loud. What's up, man? Hey, I say back, Matching energy. How you doing? He keeps moving without even waiting for an answer. It's that kind of place. The kid can't be older than 26. Dark hair, eyes too bright, face shiny. Something's off in his focus, like he's looking through me instead of at me. And I feel that familiar anger rise. Not at him. At what's being done to him. At what's being sold. At how normal this looks to everyone here. These are the same kids people complain about in the daytime. Sleeping at their desks, not showing up, dropping out, getting stuck. Everyone says young people don't care. No, young people are getting pulled apart and nobody wants to look at why. My friend gives me a look, a small nod. He's going closer to the entrance. I fall in behind him. 3 steps back, close enough to react, far enough to look casual. A bouncer steps toward him, big guy, hoodie, arms crossed like he's enjoying the role. He looks my friend up and down. You look a little old to be here, the bouncer says. You sure you trying to score? My friend doesn't hesitate. Course I am, he says. Why else would I be here? He says it with a laugh, like it's obvious. Then he adds, like he's proving he belongs. I got the text message, same as everybody. Tonight here, tomorrow night somewhere else. It's bullshit, but it's the right kind of bullshit. The bouncer's face shifts. He likes it. He respects it. Because it sounds like someone who knows the game. The bouncer steps aside. We don't go in. We keep walking around the building, like we're looking for friends, like we're deciding, like we're not interested enough yet. And then a girl walks up to me like she's on autopilot. She's pretty, young, but her eyes are glazed. Her smile is too practiced. You look like my dad, she says, laughing like it's cute. I force a smile. I wish I was, I say. I'm not that old. She links her arm around mine like she knows me, like she's done this 1,000 times. Come get a drink, she says. And I realize immediately what this is. A distraction, a test, a way to pull someone away from their partner, a way to see what happens. Play along just enough to keep it smooth. Sure, I say. Let's go over here. We walk toward her car. My friend follows behind at a casual distance. 4 steps. 5. When we get to the car, she turns and says, let's get in. And I shake my head slightly, like I'm embarrassed. Hold on, I say. I forgot something over there. I'll be back in a minute. She shrugs like she doesn't care. Cool, she says. I'll be here. She lifts something in her hand and starts smoking right there by the car, not even watching me. I know she'll latch onto someone else within minutes. She won't remember my face by morning. That's the saddest part. We walk around the block, out of sight. My friend exhales hard like he's been holding his breath the whole time. Too much, he says. Too much for me to handle. I nod. Too much for me too. I swallow. We call it in, and the second those words leave my mouth, the air changes. Like the night hears it. Chapter: The Bounce. I don't realize we're being watched until it happens. 3 guys step out from a loading dock area. They've been standing there the whole time, tucked in shadow and light, acting like they're just hanging out. But their eyes are on us. They move fast. One comes at me first. I duck, instinctive, and I throw a kick that lands low, hard, enough to stop him for a second, but it doesn't end it. Another one swings and something cracks against the side of my head, pain ballooning sharp and hot. I stagger. My vision flashes bright, dusted for half a second, like someone took a photo inside me. I hear the sign struggling. A big guy has him from behind, trying to lift him like he's nothing. My friend isn't nothing. He's heavy, solid. He fights like a man who's been in real chaos before. He drops his weight, drives his head back, and I hear that ugly sound, forehead into face. The guy lets go for a split second. That split second matters. I shove forward, punch the guy holding him, just once, enough to break contact. My friend stumbles free. Another kick hits my ribs. I feel it in my stomach like the air got punched out of me. We don't stand there and trade blows. That's not what this is. We run. We turn corners hard, feet slapping pavement, lungs burning. We move like men who know we don't get a second chance if we fall. I glance back once. The bouncers are chasing at first, fast, angry, but then they slow, huffing, puffing. They stop running, not because they're tired, because they don't need to chase. They have the building. They have the crowd. They have numbers. They're making the point. We see you. Don't come back. We keep moving anyway, until the street is emptier, and the noise fades behind us. My face is pounding. My ribs ache. My hands sting like I punched concrete. This is not the night I hoped for. Chapter: Police. When we finally stop, we're far enough away that the warehouse lights feel like another world. My friend pulls out his phone and he calls it in. Not casual, not careful. He calls it in like someone who's done this before and knows what has to happen now. He requests units, a lot of them. He requests SWAT, requests enough presence to make the building feel pressure. He turns to me when he finishes. You know I'm gonna be here for a long time, he says. I gotta coordinate this. Statements. Command. All of it. I nod. Yeah, you're gonna need a ride home, he adds. I look at my phone. I already know who that ride is. And I hate that I know. Chapter 3. The call I didn't want to make. I stand there for a second staring at Sharon's name in my contacts. I don't want to wake her. I don't want to pull her into this. But I also can't sit on the curb bleeding and pretend I'm fine. I hit call. She picks up on the first ring like she never even slept. What happened? She says immediately. Are you okay? Her voice is tight, awake, scared. I'm fine, I say, but I don't believe myself. I just need a ride. A pause. I'm sending you a pin, I add quickly. Don't go the normal route. Take back roads. Okay, she says. No hesitation. Give me 20 minutes. Thank you, I say, and my throat tightens in a way that annoys me. I really appreciate it. As long as you're okay, she says. That's what I care about. I'll see you soon. The call ends, and I stand there with the phone in my hand like it weighs more than it should. 'Cause now she's involved. Not in the night work, but in the aftermath. And that's how it starts. Chapter: Waiting while it comes apart. I stay near my friend's car, but not right next to it. I keep a little space, because people are still driving around out here, and I don't want to look like I'm part of the operation. I'm just a guy standing in the dark trying to get home. Within minutes, the first cars arrive. Then more. Then the bigger trucks. Lights flashing. Doors opening. Radios crackling. Voices layered over each other. It's loud in a different way than the warehouse loud. This loud is sharp. Command loud. I watch from a distance as officers move in groups, gear up, check each other's vests, adjust helmets. Faces serious. No joking. They're not playing. And then the cars start to scatter from the warehouse area like a shaken hornet nest. White BMW, black Porsche, red Kia, a Lincoln flying past like it's trying to outrun consequences, a beige Subaru drifting too close to the curb, and then a huge truck, one of those massive ones, jumps the curb and drives on the sidewalk like the street rules don't apply. My stomach clenches watching it. At this hour, the sidewalk is empty, but it still makes me sick to see someone drive like that, like people don't matter. The officers move in tighter. I hear someone yell something. Orders, code words, urgency. Then I hear it. Gunshots. Not one. A string of them. My whole body reacts before my brain does. My legs move. I don't think. I just run. Down the block. Then another block. Turn left. Run again. My ribs hurt. My head pounds. My breath catches sharp and shallow. I get far enough away that the sounds dull, but they're still there like echoes hitting buildings. I stop behind a fence and I send Sharon a new pin because I'm no longer where I was. I don't want her driving toward police activity. I don't want her caught in a wave of panicked cars. I find a park I know well, and I sit on a bench like I'm trying to become invisible. My hands shake a little, and that pisses me off. Not because I'm ashamed, because I know why. Because those shots weren't aimed at me, and still my body heard them like a warning. My friend is back there. Those officers are back there. And I'm sitting here on a bench trying to breathe like normal guy. I stare at the ground for a while. I can taste blood in the back of my mouth from somewhere. Lip, cheek, I don't even know. Everything hurts in a dull way now that the adrenaline is fading. And in the quiet, the thought hits me, simple and cold. At night, you don't always get to come home. You don't always get to see the people you care about again. And that's the difference between day and night. During the day, you can pretend tomorrow is guaranteed. At night, you learn not to assume anything. I sit there until I see headlights slow near the corner. Sharon's car. She parks like she's trying not to draw attention. She steps out and walks toward me fast, looking around like she expects someone to jump out of the dark. When she gets close, she stops, and her eyes scan my face. Are you sure you're okay? She asks again, quieter this time. I nod. I'm okay. It's not fully true, but it's the best I can do in this moment. She exhales like she's been holding her breath since the phone rang. Get in, she says, and her voice isn't controlling. It's steady. It's care. It's urgency that doesn't panic. I stand up, and my ribs remind me they exist. She notices. Her face tightens. But she doesn't interrogate me. She just stays close as I walk, like she's ready if I stumble, like she's holding space without making it a scene. And as I slide into the passenger seat, I realize something I don't want to admit. I didn't just call her for a ride. I called her because I needed to hear a voice that felt like home. Even if home is still new. Even if it's still fragile. Even if that missing feeling in me is still there, quiet and unmoved.